The tabletop scene has been in very rough shape, and some of the largest companies in it, like Paizo and Wizards of the Coast, have been pushing modern changes in their titles for years now by removing terms like race because it's seen as triggering to sensitive snowflakes. And now Wizards of the Coast is being harshly scrutinized online because a new leaked document shows they plan to tighten their grip on competition by implementing a very restrictive open gaming license agreement. And of course, in their official Discord server, they are banning all discussions about it. I have a bunch of different things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or support the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So I wanted to start off with this IGN article. I am, of course, using an archive. It says Wizards of the Coast OGL change draws ire from creators and fans alike. It is not right. Now, this has actually been trending on social media. There is a document that has been leaked online that shows all of these changes. So it says the tabletop industry looks to be undergoing a seismic shift based on leaked documents showing that Wizards of the Coast intends to implement a more restricted open gaming license agreement. According to a recent Gizmodo report, Hasbro subsidiary Wizards of the Coast is poised to revoke its outstanding OGL, which allows for third-party publishers and fans to create Dungeons & Dragons content using their game rules. For over 20 years, this license has empowered countless creators to make and distribute their own D&D content using tools like Kickstarter, and has allowed larger publishers like Paizo, creators of Pathfinder, to become titans of the tabletop space in their own right. Now, initially when I heard of this, there were a lot of people trying to say, oh, it's, a leaked document, take it with a grain of salt, it's probably not real, but it has been out for days at this point, and it does sound real, especially because the moderators in the official Discord server are silencing all talk about it. So it says reportedly the new license called OGL 1.1 makes numerous revisions to the D&D policy, including adding a requirement that all creators register any products they're selling with WOTC. The new agreement also introduces a new 20 to 25% royalty to be paid to Wizards by licensed users making an excess of $750,000 a year, while giving Wizards a non-exclusive, irrevocable, worldwide, sub-licensable, royalty-free license to use content created using OGL for any purpose. The new agreement would force all creators to adopt it, despite the current version's explicit language that a move like this could never be forced upon creators. So basically, if you are publishing content under this OGL, if they don't like it, they can pull it off of websites, and if they like content you're making, they can just take it and not have to give you any credit or pay you, and you still have to pay them. There is also another part of this that is widely being talked about. It says, of course, the original open gaming license is a relatively short document coming in at under 900 words, and the new draft is over 9,000 word long. It addresses new technologies like blockchain and NFTs and takes a strong stance against bigoted content, explicitly stating the company may terminate the agreement if third-party creators publish material that is seen as blatantly racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, bigoted, or otherwise discriminatory. So if they do not like what you are publishing and they think it is any of that, they can shut down your products. Now, this obviously seems like this is about revenue. It seems like a major point here is that their revenue is down, so they are looking for ways to get more players buying more of their products, and they also clearly intend to hurt some of their competition, and this is the way to do so. Not even that long ago, they were talking about how Dungeons and Dragons players are under monetized and they were looking for ways to make money off of them. And to top it all off, Hasbro stock, the revenue and profit trends at the toy making giant, as it says, are going down. It says both net revenue and earnings are down year over year, and this was, of course, only published about 2 months ago. So yes, Wizards of the Coast is very clearly trying to find new ways to, again, monetize their players and also hurt their competition. There is a lot here, though, that is obviously very questionable. We know that Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro are getting more predatory, monetizing their games. We see that with Magic 30 and the system behind D&D 1, but part of the aggressiveness behind this could be due to the new TSR drama and them trying to preemptively create a situation where no one could ever try to do what new TSR did again. I mean, there are lines of text in this document, like I read, that I do believe is targeted at that situation specifically. Then again, even before new TSR rose, they have been going along with the narrative pushed by people who believe that D&D was racist and created from racial essentialists, all the way back to when people started calling Tolkien racist. Wizards of the Coast has always gone along with these people, so this push for inclusivity and anything against they deem as offensive isn't really surprising, but they are very clearly trying to change the way that people use their name and, of course, use content that people were allowed to use previously. And as you can see, creators are furious over these new royalty changes, introducing a new 20 to 25% royalty to be paid by users making in excess of $750,000 a year. And of course, it is giving Wizards the right to use that content created for any purpose. And this, of course, has infuriated people. There are individuals who have dedicated their lives, who, make their livelihood based on, creating supplements. And unfortunately for them, they may face some major issues going forward. Again, if Wizards of the Coast doesn't like you or doesn't like your content, they can terminate it at any time they want now. It says the changes to the OGL come amid increased pressure to increase revenue from the parent company Hasbro, which of course I did already reference. They are saying that players basically are not giving them enough money and they want to find new ways to, open up our wallets. They think that D&D is really under-monetized. It also says the leaked document gained additional credibility when the Kickstarter director of games tweeted, "Kickstarter was contacted after WOTC decided to make OGL changes, so we felt the best move was to advocate for creators, which we did, managed to get a lower percent plus much more being discussed, no hidden benefits / no financial kickbacks for Kickstarter. This is their license, not ours, obviously." And it says the lower percentage he refers to is perplexing. Perplexing 5% reduction in royalty payments offered to projects funded through the crowdsourcing platform. Again, we do not have 100% confirmation that this is real, but at this point, it does seem to be real. And like I mentioned, if you go on over to Twitter, there are many people posting about this. The official Dungeons and Dragons Discord has banned any and all discussion of the OGL. Even if you're not talking about the new changes and you're simply trying to discuss what is in place right now, it doesn't matter. They are silencing everybody, and they are saying that the leak is fake and thus the discussion of it is spreading misinformation. But at this point, I, and of course many other people, believe that this is real, that this isn't fake, and these moderators are just trying to silence discussion about it until, Wizards of the Coast decides to come out and make a statement. We probably won't see a statement for a couple more days, but they definitely have to address it because, of course, Open D&D has been trending on social media and people are very, very upset with them. Of course, when we have more information on this, I will cover it in a live stream or another video, but this is just looking very bad for them. Wizards of the Coast has now put themselves in a very bad position because usually there are people, specifically the social justice crowd, who will defend anything they do because they're so quick to change things that these individuals whine about. But even those people are now furious at them for these changes. I have seen virtually no one defending them or even saying, let's wait and see. And there's even more people now pledging to quit their games entirely just over the past 2 days since this document leaked. I personally don't play a lot of content they create now because they have pushed out so much product with Magic the Gathering, and unfortunately, they have made so many changes to their games, and they don't really care about feedback. They simply just don't want to offend and don't want to be canceled, and I try to support them the least amount possible monetarily, but as you can see, they have really, really upset people, and things are not looking good for Dungeons & Dragons creators at this point. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it and found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.